Kaduna. Mr. Ashiru, thank you for joining us on Sunrise Daily.
Thank you, my sister.
Perhaps we should start with you responding to Mr. Ubasani's challenge on your approach of negotiating with bandits should you win the election.
Well, he is entitled to his own opinion. What I said was that there are options that are yet to be, to be discussed. There are options that are available that have not been, tapped. And I told the press when I spoke with them that there are options that are yet to be tapped and can be tapped to make sure that we bring this menace to an end. And by so doing, I don't think I'm doing anything to the contrary. The truth of the matter is that we must bring to an end this menace. It has been on the increase on a daily basis. For your information, the statistics we got from the Ministry of Internal Security, from 2015, they got into office to today, about 53,418 people were killed. And it is on the increase. I don't see any reason why other options cannot be exploited to make sure that we bring this matter to an end. He's entitled to his own opinion. I have heard him. I have been the subject of attack. I don't blame him. He's confused. He is not, himself because of the pressure they are getting from our end. Well, this is politics. I wish him well.
Well, Mr. Ashiru, his concern is about the propriety of your decision to negotiate with them since the bandits have been designated as terrorists.
Well, the truth of the matter is that the issue of this insecurity has been on the increase on daily basis. So long as options that are legal can be employed, I don't see any reason why we cannot meet with these guys. But they are human beings like us. Saying that one approach cannot be taken to bring this matter to an end, I think we can explore other opportunities so that we'll bring this matter to an end. And it's something that is doable.
And there's also the morality of your approach. And I read your interview as published. You say that there are people living amongst us, in reference to the bandits. People are thinking that they are monsters. They are not. We can sit with them, discuss, and bring this menace to an end. But we're talking about people who are responsible for kidnapping and killings of, citizens in neighborhoods in Kaduna State. And you say that they are not monsters.
What I'm saying is that they are human beings like us. That's what I mean. And once you are a leader, you are a leader for all. And there is no reason why you cannot, to any extent, to bring this killing to an end. That is the position. That is my position. And I feel doing so and reaching out to those that matters is not anything bad in bringing this killing to an end. It is unfortunate that this thing is happening and is persisting. And as a government, the essence of any government is to protect the life and property of its citizens. That is a provision in the Constitution. If you cannot do that, you don't have any business in government.
Well, we'll have to leave that, the jury's out on the success of negotiation with bandits historically in Nigeria. Let's talk about the election, Mr. Ashiru. In the presidential poll, the PDP led in Kaduna State. That must surely place you in a comfortable position in the coming polls.
By the special grace of God, we are working tirelessly to make sure that these people are gone. Come 18th of March, by the special grace of God, we will send them packing. People are not really happy with what is happening, and there is nothing that they have on ground to show to make sure that they get the confidence of our people. Our people are agitated, frustrated, and are in abject poverty. And there are so many reasons that I can advance that this government has caused this menace of, in terms of retirement of workers, the traditional institutions, and the issue of unemployment that is still on the increase. People have been displaced in their various places of work and businesses, and nothing has been provided to support these people. The essence of any government is to make sure that its people and their businesses are safe. When this government came, they went demolishing small and medium businesses, building shopping malls that these people cannot afford. So several people have been sent out, and there is nothing anybody can do rather than to make sure that these people are sent packing, because they are not ready to save the situation. As far as I'm concerned, small and medium businesses are the backbone of any economy in any country. And the situation we find ourselves in Kaduna State, it is unfortunate, and it should not be allowed to continue.
Well, Mr. Ashiru, it may not be as simple as you paint it. You know, many refer to the achievement of the current administration in terms of infrastructure renewal in Kaduna State. Now, besides that, you know, the PDP traditionally got its votes from southern Kaduna in the past. But now there's a new threat to the PDP in the state, which is the Labour Party, and we saw that in the presidential election. How are you set to surmount these obstacles as you go to the polls in a fortnight?
Well, what really happened in southern part of the Kaduna State is an issue that has to do with religion. People were sent, you know, with wrong notion that Labour is a Christian party, and majority of the populace went with that notion. That was why we had this problem of losing so many of our supporters in the southern part of the state. But we have gone around trying to educate our people that that is not so. And I want to assure you, with what we have done so far, there will definitely be a dramatic change as far as the voting Labour Party is concerned in the southern part of the state.
Just before I yield to my colleague, Mr. Ashiru, concerns about your emergence in the PDP governorship primaries. There were reports to the effect that you know, you allegedly colluded with the party chairman to get the ticket for yourself. Are those reports true, and how have you been able to manage, you know, the grievances of those who frown at your emergence as the PDP governorship candidate in Kaduna State?
It's not unexpected from losers to be showing accusing fingers to the leadership. But what I want to assure you is that there was primaries that I emerged, and all the contestants were there. After my declaration, they embraced me and promised to work with me closely. It was only one of the candidates that was not forthcoming, but after due consultation, reaching out to those that matters, we are brought under one roof. We had discussions and agreement that we don't have any choice than to come together and make sure that we work for the party. And alhamdulillah, as I'm talking to you, I was with him yesterday up to 2 a.m., reaching out to our supporters across the state to make sure that come 18th of March, PDP emerged as the winner. As far as I'm concerned, things are back to normal, and we are working together to make sure that we succeed.
Well, the political atmosphere in Kaduna is one thing, really, because it's been identified as a major battleground in the country, and we see the you know, the intrigues and all of that in the build-up to now next week's election. And I'd like you to speak to this report that 2 chieftains of your party were arrested by security agencies over some of their utterances, which were thought to be quite strong and capable of inciting violence. What do you know about that, and what's their situation?
Thank you very much, my brother. That is the burning issue now. They have resorted, the government in power have resorted to arresting our supporters across the state. I know they have taken about 20 to their custody, unfortunately. This will not scare us. We don't have we don't have any problem with what they are doing, except that they just want to intimidate us and coerce our supporters so that they will be scared during the elections. Well, I have reported the matter to the Commissioner of Police and the agency that is making the arrest, that is the DSS. I sent a protest letter, and I'm going to pursue it to the national level. It is unfortunate that that is the kind of politics they play here, but it will not be deterred. We'll continue with what we are doing. What is of importance is to make sure that we send them packing. And by the special grace of God, with what we are doing, we will, I will take up the matter. I'll be going to Abuja today to make sure that I report the matter to the highest authorities. That is not politics, and that is not what it should be. There has to be a play-level ground for all of us to participate freely without molestation. And what is happening is that our supporters have been arrested in the last 1 week, and they are still doing it. And I will not take it kindly, but we have been going around to pacify our supporters not to go, against the laws of the land. And they are adhering to it. But we will not take it easy. We will not take it kindly.
Right.
We'll report to the appropriate quarters in Abuja.
Right. Can you confirm that they were arrested, is it by the DSS or another security agency?
Yes, to be precise, the DSS.
All right. We understand that the DSS, comes from the national level, and when you talk about state politics, are you confident, or do you have it on good authority that this is linked to the government in power at the state level, or this is just as a result of, some of the utterances which they were said to have made?
The arrest is political, and it's from the government of the day in my state.
All right. Let's talk about your political antecedent. By the way, we cannot independently verify those claims, but those are the words of the PDP governorship candidate in Kaduna State, Mr. Isa Ashiru. But let's talk about your political trajectory, quite a rich one from early 90s, how you have progressed up until 1999, and from a PDP to the APC, now back in the PDP House of Representatives. And I'd like to know, for a lot of people who ask the question, pedigree, what have you achieved? What have you done well that we can now say, well, if we elect you as governor, based on what you have done in the past, you can do this quite well. How are you prepared for this office based on what you have done in the past? What are those major achievements that you're selling to the people of Kaduna State?
Well, thank you very much, my brother. I want to thank you most sincerely for bringing up this matter. People have been asking, what is it that Ashiru has done? Well, when you go to my constituency, I'm sure what I have done there in Kaduna constituency is there, that is still there for people to verify. And I was opportune to be the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Appropriation. And what I have done in the country is something that will live for till the end of my life. I was part of those that supported the renovation of the National Psychiatric Hospital in Kaduna. And the other project that I know I have supported is the National Trauma Center that is in the National Hospital. Like I said, you can reach out to the then medical director, Professor Bibi Shehu, who happens to be the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Technology in Birnin Kebbi. Other projects that I know I supported are there for people to see. And I have records to show that. Back to my state constituency, when you go, a lot of, I know I have achieved a lot. That's why I've had the opportunity of being re-elected to the National Assembly twice. So for anybody that will want that, I have records to present for anybody to verify. And if they are verifiable, there are things that still stand in the state, not even my federal constituency, that I can attest to that. I have colleagues that were together in the National Assembly. They know what I did in their various constituencies.
Right.
Having the opportunity of being in the appropriation committee. And it's something that I can beat my chest to say that I have assisted my people in terms of projects that are still standing.
I think one of the standouts, as you mentioned, is the psychiatric hospital there. And I mean, aside that, perhaps you have a compendium of some of those achievements, which will be vital right now. I wonder how this postponement, by the way, affects the build-up to the elections, because some would say you are riding on that wave of the victory, or at least the state victory and then the senatorial victory and all in Kaduna State. But let's speak to specifics now to maybe know what to expect from you. In terms of the IGR of Kaduna State, which is always a big question, this government has boasted that it's been able to improve the IGR through various means, you know, the technology itself, on collection, you know, widening the tax net and all of that. What is your target for IGR in Kaduna State? And I will just add to that the question of borrowing, which Chamberlain raised earlier on with the APC's candidate. What is your goal really in achieving perhaps a higher IGR? What is the target, and really how do you plan to achieve that if it's not borrowing?
Thank you very much. Let me start with the issue of the borrowing you spoke. The state is the highest indebted state in this country, as I'm talking to you now. When they say Lagos is the first, I still feel Lagos has what it takes to be debt. The loan that the candidate of APC was talking is 61 billion went borrow. The 78% of the 361 billion that was borrowed was utilized for training and consultancy, 78%, and the remaining 22% was for was dedicated to semi-capital projects. Sir, how on earth can a leader take the sum of 361 billion naira as loan to training?
It's playing a fast one on us. The audio is really distorted. I mean, it's hard to really make out what you're saying, except a few things. But clearly, the coming days will be interesting. If I could just add, as we wind on, if the connection is good, I wonder why you're asking the Labour Party candidate to step down. Is there any reason for that? If you could do that in 30 seconds.
I have never said that. I have never said any candidate should step down for me. But there are candidates that have agreed to go with me so that we'll rescue our state. But I have never asked the Labour Party candidate to step down for me.
How about
never.
People in your party, people affiliated to you? Because that messaging has been coming across severally.
Come again?
I said people in your party, people affiliated to you. How about them? That messaging has been coming across severally.
Well, there are party leaders that have been reaching out to members of the Labour Party to make sure that they have everything, and making sure that we work together to face the 2023 election.
All right.
I know that there has been that reach out, but I have never, even for a second.
All right. It's important to clear that out.
Labour Party candidates should withdraw for me.
All right. It's important to clear that out. But I'd like to thank you so much, Honorable Issa Ashiru, the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in now next week's governorship election in Kaduna State. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you so much, my brother, for giving me this opportunity.
All right. Let's head over to Abuja now. We still have one more leg of this conversation, still on Kaduna State. Guys.
Well, actually, we'll go to break, but we will return in just a moment. Please join us again.